Everybody say hi to Sam. There's Sam. What's up, buddy? Oh, no. Sam is a great dog. He's kind of like a little gizmo sometimes. Sometimes he's kind of like Spike. I think it was Spike from Gremlins. He's a little crazy sometimes, but everyone say hi to Sam. He's our new dog. He's awesome. He's a great dog. Everybody say hi, Sam. Okay, Sam, you're going to have to get down. Oh, see you later, buddy. Oh, Sam. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, good boy. Sam's like, Dad. He goes, Dad, I think you have an ear infection from swimming, which is highly possible. So here we are. Woo! Day 20. So far, 20 miles. Swum 1,320 laps. Today, we're going to hear from Bo. We're going to hear Bo's story. I'm going to go tag Bo in the post right now so Bo can tap in. But hey, what a month this has been. I was just interviewed on a friend of mine, Cassandra's radio show today. Interview on another podcast today. A couple interviews being interviewed tomorrow, all to create awareness and create the buzz around recovery and freedom from addiction. So I'm going to go ahead and get Bo's story ready to rock and roll here. Let me tag him in the post real quick. Bo, we're going to hear Bo's. All right, so we're going to go. Oh, sorry about that. Let me turn that down. We're going to tap at Bo. Where's Bo? Bo. There he is. Oh. All right. Might get interrupted here so people can meet the dog. Anybody coming in? Careful, there's a dog right there. Are you taking him? Okay, take him upstairs. I'll be there in a minute. All right. So, Bo, we're tagging you in here, buddy. It's time to share your story. But what a great month it's been. 20 miles swum, 1,320 lengths in the pool, which has been completely awesome. So we're just going to dive into Bo's story, about 14 minutes long. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please share this post with people so they can hear it. And as I've been talking on all these podcasts I've been interviewed on lately, you might connect with Bo, you might not. But you probably know somebody that can. So we're going to tap into Bo's cell phone reception, kind of in and out a little bit, not a whole lot. So if you see a lag, just stay tuned. It'll catch up. But let's check in with Bo and get Bo's story. And I'm going to hop off and let you enjoy what Bo has to say today. Bo. All right, here we are rocking it. We're getting ready to talk to Bo, who's in his car right now. So talking about swimforrecovery.com, sharing stories about recovery and hope and inspiration. And so it's fun when I don't know much about the person I'm interviewing, but you answer the call and said, hey, let's do this thing. So Bo, welcome to swimforrecovery.com.
Well, thanks for having me, Rob. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, and it was so funny when you actually, I'll get into that in a minute. So what's your sobriety date?
So my sobriety date is 12/28 of 18. And it's interesting. It's the same day that my grandfather had passed away. So I think he, went up to heaven and made a bargain with God, and he worked out a deal with him.
Amen for grandparents still feeding into our life, right? No matter if they're here or gone, right? You're just kind of guiding us. So sorry for your loss on that day. But I'm excited for your loss on that day of losing substances. So what was your drug of choice?
So I like to consider myself an alcoholic there, Rob. Anything works, from alcohol to all the worst of methamphetamines, cocaine, and heroin, and all in the worst type of ways as well. So I came from some dark places.
Yeah, so you're a cornucopia addict. Like cornucopia, I like that. It's just everything kind of thrown into the mix there. And one other thing I want to point out too, which is really funny, when you responded to say, hey, I'd love to be interviewed and share my story, you said, I started swimming on September 1st, not even knowing you was Swim for Recovery. So but we were already connected, man. We didn't even know it.
Yeah. It's been pretty interesting, just kind of vibing with the universe. Once I finally cleared my head, it was probably about, a good solid 18 months to 2 years. I finally was able to clear my head, and I really got just in the vibe with the universe, and just my life started going a lot smoother. things were just working out in my favor, and I just got to give it up to my higher power, honestly.
Mm. Amen to that. Well, there was obviously a time in your life when you weren't jiving too much with the universe. So let's talk about when you kind of started using substances and then really how that progressed. I mean, it's only a, like 8-minute story, so we're not getting a lot into drunkalogs, but how did it start? And then how did it grow?
So a family member, he used to make fun of me a lot, and in sixth grade, he introduced me to marijuana, and that was my ticket in with him. I was suddenly the cool guy with him, just for that. And in that sense, it kind of made me feel like in order to be cool, I had to be partaking in other substances that individuals around me were taking. So yeah, 12 years old, started doing that. And then, through high school, I was actually doing pretty good in high school. I was a straight A student. Then my junior year, I just kind of lost interest in everything. And that's when I started actually selling drugs, selling marijuana at that point. And my grades, they dropped significantly, and within 6 months of my junior year, I was dropping out of school, wanting to go to work and make my own money and all that. So obviously that didn't really pan out too good for me. I just got further and further into the party scene. I was big on raves and all that, and that's where my anything from ecstasy to acid, really became a big thing in my life. And I started selling that stuff. At this point, I was 19 years old, and I caught a pretty huge case. I got blacked out drunk and got in a high-speed chase with the police, and ended up assaulting an officer with the vehicle. So at that point, I thought my life was over. And because of that, not thinking that I was never going to be able to amount to anything from that situation, it just spiraled into deeper depths of addiction, not being employable, stealing for, my next fix, hanging out with the wrong people, learning the wrong things. And it got to a point, where I wanted to stop so badly, more than anything. But the people that I was hanging out with, they weren't willing to stop yet. So they'd always, pull me back in. And it took me a long time. It was 16 years at least of, trial and error, thinking, well, maybe I can smoke some marijuana here and there. Maybe I can have a beer here and there. And today, I'm completely sober. The marijuana, I think, was the gateway. Like they're saying, it's a gateway drug. Once I partake in that marijuana, my clear conscience, it just kind of dims a little bit more. So I have trouble making the right decision at that point.
Yeah, well, I sit there and think about your junior year. Was there anything else that happened junior year besides just trying pot? Like any life events that kind of got you off
Oh
track?
yeah. Yep. So the same family member that introduced me to pot, they introduced me to cocaine, ecstasy, mushrooms. It was all that same year.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of that thing of, yeah, I may as well try this stuff so I can be cool. And then was there a mentality of, well, I tried that, I may as well try the other stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, there was a week where it was just a downward spiral. I tried everything that I could at that point. And, even though it may maybe have made me feel good in the moment, but the after effects of all that, and I'm sure anybody can relate, the after effects are always the worst, coming down from any substance.
Yeah. And then it just progressed. I mean, you're selling, you're getting to this point, the climax, you're praying for help. And all of a sudden, like what do you, what would you identify as the turning point where I know you were crying out for help, but what happened like the day before you let substances go? Was it all at one time or did you kind of trickle off substances?
It was pretty much all at one time. I was coming off of amphetamines, and when I'm on that stuff, I go into this psychosis, to where I'm like hearing voices, and I knew it was coming, you know. So I sobered up enough to where I was able to pass a blood test for amphetamine, but I was still losing my mind, like talking gibberish, and it really hit me like, wow, this substance is so powerful that it's not testing in my body anymore, but the spirit of the amphetamine is still has its hold on me. So I went to jail for a DUI. I ended up, you know, beating the DUI because I realized if I want to stop using that substance, I would definitely I had to just quit. Are you ready for pickup? Is that what you're ready? Okay, I just want to make sure we want me to.
Hey man, oddly enough, I'm sitting there thinking about what the guy just said. Are you ready for pickup? And I'm sitting there thinking of like your drug dealing days. Someone knocking on your door, and it's like, hey man, you got the stuff?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my wife. If I'm actually parked in the curbside parking
Gotcha.
so far.
Okay, yeah. It's the reception's going in and out a little bit. So there's a little bit of a lag, so we'll let it catch up to ourselves. But so I'm grateful that you had that moment of clarity, you know, life change. And then what was early recovery like for you?
So early recovery for me, I put my all into it because, you know, I had gone through so many different treatment programs and everything, and I was just kind of skimming by. And this time I was like, you know, I'm gonna get the meat and potatoes out of this time. It was probably my what I did was I went to a sober house, and at the time it was Continuum Recovery. They had their sober house along with all the IOP and all those sober house. And I gave it my all. You know, I poured my heart out to can I give shout outs while I'm on here?
Yeah, totally. Larry and Bill and the gang. Yeah, go for it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so I definitely want to give a shout out to Amy Welker from Continuum. She's such an amazing person and can talk you through anything. And then of course Larry Wall, he's one of my best mentors, to the point like I love that guy so much that he married my wife and I. He got his ordained minister, and gosh, I just, you know, I owe them so much, I feel, and it almost keeps me going, Rob. Like these two individuals in particular, they've done so much for me that I feel like I want to be that success story that they can be like super proud of. Like, yeah, you know, I helped that guy through everything. So, you know, I talk to Larry still occasionally just to check in, let them know how well life is going. Because I've had a lot of really cool things happen, Rob, in the past 4 years coming up that I've done my recovery journey.
That's awesome. Shout outs are awesome. I mean, I love when I get text messages from clients when I do interventions or coaching and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, thank you, thank you." So shout out to Amy and Larry for sure, man. And I'm proud of what you got going on. I mean, it sounds like life's clicking and on a bunch of good cylinders, and things are good. So what are you doing like today? I don't know, maybe today specifically, or in the last 48 hours to kind of maintain healthy recovery and just kind of keep your life on track.
So I definitely keep my recovery on the forefront of my mind every day. You know, just from experience, if I ever let it go and forget about what it was like, for instance, I always go back to that day that, you know, the last time that I was using, where I was actually sober, still losing my mind in this psychosis. I can go right back to that and be like, yeah, that's exactly why today I'm going to do the right thing. And it's gotten easier over time. You know, I did NA for a year solid, and I felt like it was if you don't do this every day for the rest of your life, that it's not going to work and you're going to fall back. So, you know, I have nothing wrong with NA, but I also at that time, after a year, felt like I could do something more with my life than sit in a meeting every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and like I said, that works for some people, and some people it doesn't. So that's the cool thing about all these recovery stories, is that there's multiple ways to do life and do recovery. And the important thing is do it. Whatever it is, do it instead of what we were doing before. And so yeah, those little things, but things are different seasons. I mean, I don't go to many meetings at all anymore, but I have great mentors and people in my life, as you're talking about. So hey man, thanks for sharing your story with us on recovery or swimforrecovery.com. And maybe we'll go hit some laps together one of these days. You never know. I know you're swimming now. So
I'd love to.
all right, cool, bro. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Rob. Take care now.
Yep.
Hey everybody, it's six-time Olympic gold medalist Amy Van Dyke, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. So I got a friend, and his name is Rob, and he wants to let me and all of you know that September is National Recovery Month. So he's actually going to be swimming 1 mile a day in the month of September in Littleton, Colorado. Yay, Colorado, it's where I grew up. He's going to raise awareness for recovery from addiction. His sober date is June 8th of 2001. Now, his senior year, he had to decide either to quit swimming or to quit drinking, and he chose to quit swimming. But as you just heard, he is sober. So he is now on a mission to restore hope, identity, and purpose to the addicted. Too many people, as we all know, we hear it all the time, are dying from substance abuse. So we want to spread some awareness. He wants to spread awareness for his swim recovery page, because remember, 1 mile every day in September, that's a lot. So go to www.swimforrecovery.com. He's raising awareness. And also you can donate to him, and it's a completely tax-deductible donation to help support his ministry programs. Something that I think is just amazing. He had to decide between swimming and drinking in high school, and now Rob says that swimming is his mental health therapy. How cool is that? So please go check it out, www.swimforrecovery.com. Help Rob out with everything that he wants to do, and do a good thing, because it is awesome. All right, you guys, be well, be kind to yourself and others. Go to that website, donate some money, do it now. Bye, guys.
Hey, thanks, Amy, for that fun endorsement as well. Pretty cool stuff right there. So hey, thanks, Amy, here we are. Endorsement as well. That's it. So, Bo, thanks for sharing your story. Amy, thanks for sharing. Amy Van Dyken, 6-time Olympic gold medalist swimmer. Thank you for sharing what you were sharing about just how much you believe in what I'm doing. And 20 miles, I've already swum 1,320 laps. Please, you guys, go to this domain name and check it out. And we'd love for your support. Obviously, we're on a mission to create awareness and bring attention to recovery from addiction, but also to raise funds to help people that can't really afford the help and support Lifted from the Rut programming. So that's all for now. Look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. And again, if you haven't registered yet, again, you can go. It's a local event here in Denver where we're doing a big. Actually, I have a flyer. Where's my flyers? Hold on. I'll pull out the flyer real quick. So right here, there it is. The Addiction Intervention book signing and night of inspiration here in Denver. You can go register at that domain name right there. But thanks to our sponsors, we recently added Joyful Soul Counseling as one of our sponsors. We have a couple more spots left. And this will be a live event here in Denver and also a virtual event that people can tap into. So, hey, God bless. Have an amazing day. And please tune in tomorrow. Please share this post with people. and just hoping to reach, we're reaching thousands of people with the messages that we're sharing, and all the interviews will be posted at swimforrecovery.com. So go check that out. And that's it for now. God bless. Bye.